Right.
Let's keep this in perspective. We now have a starting point, but when you look at it and you go back to the BCS, the system that preceded this, only twice in the 16 years did the initial 1 and 2 teams end up playing for the national champion. A lot of these teams are going to play themselves, guys. 15 one-loss teams behind Mississippi State and Florida State. This thing is far from over. Stay patient, fans. Us as analysts, we have to stay patient too. The cream will rise to the top eventually.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you look at the 4 teams sitting outside of the top 4 teams, and yeah, they got some big games left on the horizon. TCU sitting there. That's surprising to me, considering the Big 12 has been being knocked here lately as we awaited this poll, and everyone's saying the Big 12 is the one Power 5 conference that's going to be left out. So for them to have that type of cachet with this playoff committee here in the first initial ranking, I think that stands well. It sits well with everyone that's rooting for the Big 12.
Yeah, and you're looking at the Big 12, and you're trying to figure out who would they think would be the best one-loss team. I thought it was going to be Kansas State, but it's TCU, 82 points last week. You think maybe those are style points, but no, that was a fantastic offensive performance, and defensively they're better than what they think. And you think about the only loss game against Baylor, where they gave up 21 points in 11 minutes. Uncharacteristic of that team. I think they gave them a break on that one.
And when we had 2 teams, there was always one team that came out of nowhere. Auburn and Cam Newton. Remember where they were when we first started the BCS? Notre Dame a couple of years ago when they played Alabama. Where were they? And that was the first team when I saw this list. I looked down and went, 10th? Notre Dame after, I mean, you talk about if you're going to rank by quality losses with one loss teams,
right?
How was that Florida State game in a game they should have won? Why was that not a higher quality loss? But that's just one of those things. Their destiny, all these teams, it's all in their hands. All the SEC West teams, they're all going to play.
Yeah, and the good news is, you know, for a team like Oregon, who's outside the top 4, they know that 2 of the teams ahead of them are bound to lose with all the playing against each other that's going to take place. A lot to digest, a lot to talk about. We're going to talk more